So let's implement the bank account deadlock example. So click right on the package, new, and the class name will be bank transfer or bank account. Let's keep it bank account, okay? And so bank accounts have two attributes. The first one is private double amount of the balance. And the second attribute is private integer ID. And create a public static void main and create a constructor for bank account. So constructor is public bank account and double balance and integer ID. So inside the constructor we are setting the variables. This dot balance is equal to balance and this dot ID is equal to ID. Now in bank account we have two main behaviors, and those two main behaviors are withdraw and deposit. So here we'll be creating a method void withdraw, and withdraw is withdrawing an amount. So here let's mimic the behavior of database and have this thread sleep. So thread dot sleep for 100 milliseconds. So let's make 1 second. And then in the withdraw the balance will be reduced. This dot balance is equal to or minus this dot balance is equal to this dot balance minus amount, or we can change this to minus equal to amount. It's complaining about the sleep, so let's add exception to method signature. Now the other behavior is deposit, and deposit is also double amount, and also void. So in this deposit again we'll be mimicking the behavior of database. So thread dot sleep and 1000, and here this dot balance plus equal to balance. It's complaining about the sleep, so add exception to method signature. Now the other attribute inside the other behavior inside the bank account is also transfer. So public, but that's not a behavior of a class, but maybe the behavior which we can think of as a global behavior. So in this case we'll be defining, so if it's a global behavior because there are two objects and the two objects will be transferring the money from one account to another account, so it's not a behavior of one specific class, it's a behavior across two different classes. It can be a behavior across one class, but then let's implement this as a behavior across two classes. So in this case we'll be defining this as static void transfer, and transferring from bank account from and bank account 2 and double amount. So when you are transferring the money from an account to accounts, first of all what you will do is that you will get a log on the from account and do the withdraw first, because you want to know whether that account has money to withdraw. So synchronized, let's do the synchronized block. Synchronize from and from dot withdraw amount and print out withdrawing amount from ID. Here it is complaining about the exception handling, so let's add exception to method signature. So it added throws interpret exception. Now once this synchronized, once we get the log, do the withdraw first, and then once complete the withdraw, then print out withdrawing amount from .id. Now we need to get a log on to account. So in this case, we'll be doing, while we have a log on the from account, we'll get a log on the to account. We'll try to get a log on the to account. And to dot deposit amount. And printing out depositing amount to so that's all implementation of transfer. Now let's do the implementation in our public static void main. So in the main method, we'll be creating instances of two bank account, student bank account, and double balance. Let's say student bank account has a balance of 30,000 and ID is 1. And university bank account is equal to new bank account, and let's say university has a balance of $100,000 and ID is 2. Now we'll be creating two threads to initiate the transfers. Creating two threads. So new thread and this is the definition for the first thread, and then this is second thread. New thread let's call this first thread, and we'll be starting the thread directly. So dot start and dot start. So new thread, and then inside this thread we'll be initiating transfer from student bank account to university bank account. So bank account dot transfer student bank account to university bank account, and the amount is $3,000. And that's all. It's complaining about unhandled exceptions found with try catch, yes. And in this thread, we'll be transferring money from university bank account to student bank account. So university bank account and then student bank account, and then amount is $1,000. Complaining about exceptions is found with try catch. And that's all for the implementation of this example. Now let's run this example. So you can see that withdrawing $3,000 from student bank account, which is the ID 1, and withdrawing $1,000 from university bank account, which is the ID 2, and they are in a deadlock state. As you can see that the program is still running because when the thread first came in, which is the transferring of money from a student account to the university account, the first thread got locked on the student account. And at the same time, second thread came in and it was a transfer from university account to the student account. The second thread got a lock on the university account. Now the first thread is waiting for university account, but then thread 2 has a lock on the university account. And the university or the second thread is waiting on student account to deposit the money into the student account because it already have a lock on the university account. So they both are waiting for each other to release the lock, and this is an example of deadlock.